When we say be consistent, most women immediately translate that to do more, miss nothing, be disciplined, push harder. If this is you, then this video is for you. Hi ladies, welcome to Mandy Moves Fit in the Chaos. I'm Mandy, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what consistency looks like in midlife. If you've been that lady that needs to push harder no matter what, and you never miss a workout, and you feel like if you miss one workout, then your entire progress is going to be derailed, this video is for you. Because the truth is that it's not exactly what consistency is. That may have been what consistency looks like when you were younger in your 20s and maybe even early, mid, maybe even your late 30s. But when you hit perimenopause, it looks very, very different, because the truth is at this time of our life we have so many things going on. As I started to hit perimenopause, it wasn't just my hormones that shifted. Things like my career shifted, things with my kids shifted, things with my husband's career shifted. There were so many different things that were going on, different stressors and things that were going on. It just seemed like I was hit with a whirlwind of different things that were going on, and I could not remain consistent. So I had to redefine it a little bit. And I know that sounds a little scary. And if you're a type A person like me, like, no, consistency actually means consistency. The truth is that your body doesn't even want the consistency that you had in your 20s. If you're like, I'm going to work out 5 days a week, I'm going to be jumping around and doing all of these HIIT workouts, great in your 20s. But your body can't take that when you hit perimenopause. Your hormones can't take that in perimenopause. If you're an elite athlete and you're doing something like that, great. And you've been training for things like that. But most of us, regular people, even people that played at a high level when they were in college, our bodies can't take that anymore. And I'm sorry to say that, that's just the simple truth. So you really need to redefine what consistency actually looks like in this time period of life. Now, I'm speaking very specifically about perimenopause. I do, however, need to say that I am not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a registered dietitian, I am not even a personal trainer yet. I'm just a girl who has been around the block with her hormones a couple of different times, and I have had to search high and low for a provider that would work with me even at my young age. And I just want to share the information that I have found with all of you. I have basically made every spare minute of my life between running my kids' places, spending time with my husband, whatever is going on in my career. I have spent every spare minute trying to figure out what the heck is going on with my body. A little bit of backstory: I was a college athlete, and I actually was at my thinnest weight postpartum with my son. My son is now 14 years old. And I was literally at my thinnest weight then. I was in what I had considered the best shape of my life. And then, I found my husband, got married, and all of a sudden weird things started happening. And I had this weight that would not budge, and it freaked me out. So if this is you, please keep listening, because I made the mistake that so many women make. They're like, I guess I'm not working out enough. Like, my 3 or 4 days a week isn't enough. I need to work out 5 or 6 days a week. And I had literally gone to a doctor, or actually, he was a PA. When I was working out 5 days a week, he's like, well, you just must be overeating. You just need to eat less and maybe like work out more. And that was not true. And he just didn't understand women's bodies, and that's okay. Not everyone can know everything. But I'm not an expert, but I became an expert on me, and I can share what I have learned about myself, which I think is fairly common when I have conversations with other women who are going through perimenopause. We're all kind of experiencing some of the same things, and I'm just here to share that with you. So what does consistency actually look like for me in midlife? Well, it's not going to the gym 5 days a week. It's not running 6 or 7 days a week, because that's actually what it looks like for me in my early 30s. It was training for a half marathon that completely stressed out my adrenal system and almost shut down my kidneys. My husband literally had to give me an IV after I finished my last half marathon, because my kidneys were shutting down. I was in severe dehydration, which is another huge stressor on the body, and it takes a long time to recover from. Harder is not always better. I thought, oh, of course, I'm going to run a half marathon, and if I need to, I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to run this weight off. No, no, ladies, don't do that. Zone 2 cardio, zone 3 cardio is good, but strength training is way better. And you might think, okay, I'm going to strength train 5 days a week. No, 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 no. Consistency in midlife is different. The truth is that our body needs way more recovery time. So 2, 3, 4 days a week tops. If you're really feeling good, maybe 5 days. I am honestly in the gym a max of like 3 days a week right now. I think I finally figured out what has worked for me. You are going to need to become an expert on you, but what has worked for me and what has worked for a lot of women that I have talked with and worked with is 2 to 3 days a week of strength training. If you've never been into a gym before, great. There are so many great gyms out there. Hire yourself a personal trainer. Soon you will be able to hire me and I can help you create a plan that will work for you. Consistency doesn't need to look like it used to. Let me give you that consistent list that I was talking about. 2 to 3 times lifting in the gym per week. Walking is a non negotiable most days. Prioritizing protein. And I'm not talking about like 50, 75 grams. I'm talking 100 to 150 grams of protein a day, especially if you want to be building muscle, which building muscle, girls, that's where it's at. Doing mobility when I am feeling tight. For me, this looks like 2 to 3 days a week. And going to bed earlier instead of squeezing in one more thing. Now, I have teenagers. I just told you that my son is 14 years old. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I now had to let go of going to bed at the same time as them. I give them proximity of things that they're supposed to be doing. And if I find out in the morning that they have not done it and they have not done everything that they're supposed to do before they go to bed, they're in trouble the next day. But I had to let go of staying up as late as them because it's not worth my sleep. I am a better mom when I have sleep. So I had to let that go. Now, you might be someone who had kids later in life. I'm sorry because having little kids right now, I definitely look and I'm like, oh, I'm happy I am out of that particular phase. But then sometimes I look at what I deal with my 16-year-old daughter and I'm like, oh, I kind of wish that I was dealing with 5-year-old problems. So we all have our different things. But the truth is that I really have a good kid and I can go to bed before her most days. Do I need to stay up late and talk with her if she comes home from dance and she needs to chit chat about whatever is going on? Yes, yes, I do. And there have been nights where I've stayed up until 1 a.m. Maybe the next day is a little bit more gentle on myself. Maybe if I have a heavy lift day the next day, then I move it to another day because I know my body is not fully recovered and it's not worth me pushing through. In all honesty, it could actually do more damage to my progress if I just decide to push through. If I get enough fuel in, it might work, but most of the time I just postpone it because it's really not worth stressing my body out more than it already is. Some weeks I do hit every single one of those things that I just talked about. The truth is that most weeks I don't, and I have to be okay with that. So, what do I do when I don't hit all of my markers every week? My walking, my working out a couple of days a week, making sure that I get good sleep. I just pick it up and try again the next week. I've literally, since I've started on this journey, maybe had 1, maybe 2 weeks. I'm talking like really, really consistent since like last September. So not even a full year. But even being that inconsistent, I've lost 4% body fat and I have the numbers to back it up. I'll put it here. But even being inconsistent, was able to lose 4% body fat. And mind you, that progress has not looked like loss in pounds. I've literally not lost any weight at all. I have stayed pretty much consistent at the same weight. I might lose a little bit of water weight here and there, but the truth is I'm still the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life, but I've lost body fat. And so I look very different than I did 6 months ago. And again, I have to be okay with that. I'm consistent. I'm on the train. The train doesn't stop. I just keep moving along. Consistency is not sexy. It is not something where I'm just like, oh, I'm crushing it in the gym every single time I go. Oh, my walks, I'm having such a good time with my dog. Oh, there was this amazing meditation as I was walking and I just like felt the Lord on my walk. No, I mean, consistency is not like that. There are some days where I have to go down in weight because I just couldn't do it. There have been some times where I have had to shorten my walks and just be like, all right, it's 1 mile today. That's it. That's really all I have time for. um, there have been times where I have gotten a no walk and I'm like, okay, today I'm settling for stretching. And then there have been other days where I'm like, I'm not even getting stretching in. I am falling into my bed because I am too exhausted to do anything else. And listening to your body and knowing what your body needs is what you need to be doing to make sure that you are staying consistent. So, because whatever day that you feel like you miss something, you just pick it up the next day. And if you make sure that you're recovered, it's much easier to pick it up the next day. Now, your schedule might not allow it for the next day, so you pick it up on the next day that you can. It is what it is, ladies. Like, hopefully at this time in your life you are hitting your stride in your career. I know that's something that has happened for me, but and I think this happens for a lot of women is in your 40s and possibly even 50s. You're hitting your stride in your career. Hopefully your kids are on a really good trajectory, or you've hit a really stressful time with your kids. Teenagers are no joke, man. So you might be in a really stressful time with your kids. They may need more attention, or you just might be running them around and just being the carpool mom all the time. It's okay. Do what you can, but whatever you can do, be consistent with it. If consistency looks like 1 day a week in the gym and that's like your non negotiable, you're like, okay, I'm going to do one full body routine once a week. Anything else is icing on the cake. Make that your non negotiable. And that's your one thing that you're consistent with. It could be anywhere from Sunday to Saturday. As long as you made it that 1 day, it is what it is, ladies. And as long as you're consistent with that, just keep chugging along. And I feel that's often how our relationship with the Lord is. Like, do you ever find that your prayer life, you are really, really consistent? Like, you're feeling it, you feel that connection. And then other times, like, you are like, Lord, are you out there? It's Margaret kind of thing. It's just not, you're not feeling it. There's no connection. You're distracted during your prayers. I know I'm in one of those very distracted phases right now. My hormones have been off, and so my concentration levels, I'm like Nelly Furtado. I'm like a bird. It's bad lately, and I know that the Lord knows, and I just keep coming back, on my rosary. I just keep coming back to the meditations. My meditations are not good right now, but it is what it is, and you just keep chugging along and you just keep praying. And I think that's really what it is that consistency. It's just, you need to show up for yourself, show up for your body, show up for your hormones, show up for your mind, and the rest will take care of itself. And just remember that in midlife, consistency does not look like it did in your 20s, and that is 100% okay. You can be consistent without showing up 5 days a week. You can be consistent 1 day a week. You can be consistent with just walking. Start where you can, do what you can. It is what it is. As long as you're consistent with whatever you can do, it's progress, not perfection. You've got this. Thank you, everyone, for watching Mandy Moves. I am Mandy, and I really appreciate you showing up today. I hope you all like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.